Hello, this is Bobby at Copal TV Repair, and this is a brief discussion video that I'm going to make about Samsung power supply board BN44-01264A. After a few videos I've seen in a few comments I've made online about repairing those boards. So, long story short, we started repairing those 8 months ago maybe, and it started with it was a relatively simple repair. There was one odd thing about them, and it was that they were very new. This TV is, I think, 2024 model. Some people have bought it 2025, and in September, October 2025, people started bringing boards to us and asking us about them while TVs were still in warranty. Doing some research, actually, let's go chronologically. It was a relatively straightforward, simple failure. A transistor blown, fuse blown. You put them back to work in the... We told most of the people go back to Samsung or whatever the store because your TV is still in warranty, and many of them did. Some of them, for one reason or another, did not. But we saw there was a large spike of those boards, and there was somebody online who was selling broken, defective boards, already failed ones, for really cheap. They had over 10, and I remember we bought 3 or 4, thinking that it's going to be some sweet, nice business, repairing them. And then very soon after we started repairing, they started coming back with the exact same failure. And so we figured the problem is not in what fails, the problem is what making it fail. And it took some time digging, and we thought that we found a solution, and we've been applying it ever since. We did not make a video about it because we wanted to be certain that we know what is going on with the boards. Usually when it's an easy fix and when you make a video, there is very little to lose because somebody else will figure it out and make it anyway and draw customers that way. But turns out what we found out, and what for the most part has been working, is still not enough. They still continue to fail, even though after a longer period of time. So we did some more digging, more research, more reverse engineering, and that ended up reminding me of a situation over 10 years ago when there was a particular Samsung plasma television, which was pretty popular, pretty expensive. Samsung was then licensing, just like LG, to many other companies, and I remember this was a Dell television. I don't remember the exact number, but they had buffer boards that were failing a lot. Poor design or poor ICs, I don't remember what was the original. The original design was with 8 ICs or 6, and then they came up with newer builds of the same buffer boards that had only 4 ICs on them. And the thing about those new boards was that they were popping randomly like crazy, brand new. We were getting them brand new from official Samsung distributor here in Dallas. And I remember we were blowing and testing. I was still young. I was still very excited to go and find out, reverse engineer, find the problem and everything. I burned through at least 10, 15 pretty expensive, like $150, $200 boards. I don't remember the exact price, but they were expensive, and they were just popping up. And months into it, or weeks, it was considerable amount of time, money, and testing. Like I would leave a whole TV to work overnight, and I will go there, find it still working in the morning, turn it off, turn it back on, and it will pop on turning on. And there was a period when I was thinking it was the sustain boards, but we had pretty much figured out the sustain boards. It was the buffers that were failing. Anyhow, it ended up being either a design or a manufacturing problem. Something was not put right on those boards, and it was causing this thing. And I am fairly certain that we have the exact same problem here. And I am nearly certain that we had figured it out, and we know what the problem is and why are all those boards failing across the board for people, all over the United States. I don't know if it's design or manufacturing, but I believe we did figure it out. We did start, there is no easy way to be 100% certain without blowing up a lot of boards. To be 100% certain, we had to put them through stress. because what it is they are oversensitive to noise, and under certain conditions they just tend to blow the switching transistors here. And why am I not putting that? So I wrote a comment under a video from Nick, from Nick's TV Repair, showing how to repair a board by replacing the blown transistor and the fuse. And I told him this is not a repair, it's going to do it again. And this was following our original discovery that there was something else that we had to do on the board in order to improve its life. But before our most recent, which actually pointed to a possible, I cannot say at this point it's guaranteed, some more time will have to pass. We still have a very, very low percentage since the original return failure, returns after repair that we had, that led to us figuring out something more to do on the board. But about 3 or 4 weeks ago, we started doing something more to those boards, which is changed to the original design. And Nick said, hey, Bobby, if you have to say something, go and say it about it. Everybody will benefit. You will benefit most if you put it on video. And no, this is not the case, unfortunately. I was young once. I was having the exact same mindset. But I'm making this video to explain to Nick and everyone else, am I the greedy Grinch or what? It's not so simple, really it isn't. So I spend a lot of time, I do research, I do invoke, in this case, LLMs to help me, believe it or not. This was the first time. No, the first time was a week ago for a different problem. But LLM did help me with this one. And there are places around the United States, and there are people in different stage of life, in different situation, people like Nick who are young and, do not have the responsibilities, have more energy, have more eagerness to go improve themselves, etc., where I have to watch out for kids, for paying for hard, for other assets that I am responsible for, and so on and so forth. And then there are people that are competing with the market and that have cheap labor, like cheap Mexicans, illegal Mexicans, their children, not necessarily a bad thing, maybe a good thing, but people who will benefit greatly by offering that same repair service for very less. You can find them online if you really are curious and aggressive about your pricing. You will find some insanely low prices by people who absolutely pick the know-how, and in this day and age you can actually automate the process of picking the know-how. So there is very little motivation practically unless one can complete the circle and not only develop the solution but also develop the mechanism to capitalize on it, do the publishing, make the videos. So some people are better in making videos than digging into electronics. Other people are better than processing large volume with cheap labor and other forms of automation. And unless you are someone who can do the full circle, the know-how is the one thing that gives an advantage of a particular. Once the know-how becomes public, which it eventually does, of course, then this is lost, and you can start selling the repair kits that include the parts that you are going to repair, and so on and so forth. So my bottom line is, this board does have a problem, I say, with fairly high certainty, that I am not willing to disclose at this time. It will become public at some point, probably soon. And there are people that are a whole lot better than me in electronics. I have absolutely no doubts and questions about it. But at this point, all I'm saying is that the repairs that Nick and others advertise for those boards, well, I don't know for everyone else. And without knowing what exactly they do, I cannot be certain that they are not already having figured it out. But knowing what I know and seeing what I see, including boards with NTR stamp here, I'm not picking on Nick. Again, I like the guy. He reminds me of what I was 15 or 20 years ago. He's doing the same mistakes, and he will likely change his views in time as well. Absolutely nothing personal against him. I think he's doing a good job. But that said, He's also likely at this point advertising a repair, which is not really a repair, which is restoration of the board to the original state, but the original state is one that will fail. And I'm not saying come and do it for me, because he's giving you 5-year warranty on his website, and to me that's absolutely insane, and I will not do that. Whether I know, I've been contemplating, because those boards are apparently new, and because they're for OLEDs, and in OLEDs I know the screen is likely not going to have a very long life, so I was thinking, but it's just darn irresponsible, risky, stupid. I mean, I've tried that in the past. It doesn't work. Giving long warranty, it comes and bites you in the ass when you least expect it, and people are right to expect if you promise something. So I've been through the business of over-promising. The truth eventually will come out, maybe sooner than later. In the meantime, just be advised. Those boards do have a design or manufacturing problem that does require modification in order for them to become less prone to failure. And the problem is not in the quality of those transistors. I saw a lot of questions. What are you using? So on and so forth. What are we using is actually somewhere around here, and I can show you because that's not real secret. This is what we're using right now. And that is not the answer. That is just what we can find, and it may start disappearing soon. This will put the board back to life, but it's going to fail again. It's not enough. That's it. Hope it helps. Hope I did explain why I am not rushing to explain what is going on. I will lose market to people who can advertise more aggressively, to people who can build more aggressively without so much understanding, but with the know-how and the cheap labor and lower rent and whatever else it might be, they're simply offering lower service. Or you call me greedy if you want. I really don't think that I'm greedy. I don't drive a new car. I don't live in a brand new house. I have never had a brand new car. I've never had a brand new phone. I consider myself frugal. And I want to help people, but this help has to come at a price that makes sense. And it allows for a number of things. And those vary. So good luck, everyone. I've said what I had to say, and I hope it helps someone. Best of luck.